All right, hi everybody. Everybody, zero people watching. We'll let things go in here. I know uh, I'm new enough at this. I wanted to get at least things set up 10 minutes ago, 5 minutes ago, and I think it started going live then, and I didn't want it to go live, so I put it aside. I might have still been on live while I was cussing at the screen, getting things ready to go. But here we are, all right, 12 noon exactly, and we're on with one person out there. I think I've got it set so your texts will come up. So as you pipe in, let me know you're here and maybe where you're from, all right? On Lake of the Woods, this is the 14th of January, and it's been cold, really cold. We'll get into that here in a little bit. Am I going to catch a fish right now? I've caught one fish. Oh, there we go. Faribault, Minnesota. Hey, Edward. Alex Hoffman from Milwaukee. From Iowa, from Brainerd, Des Moines. Hey, how you doing? I haven't done a noon one before. I thought maybe this might be a better time. We'll find out. I didn't get out here till like 11 this morning. South St. Paul. How's the fishing? Well, Ethan, I'll tell you here. I got out at a quarter after 11. It was 20 below zero this morning. And at this point in my life and career, if it's 20 below zero, I'm not going to come out. Or at least get up early and come out. By 10:30-ish, it was like 10 below zero. And I said, well, it's going to warm up pretty fast. So I said, I'll go out. And just, it's beautiful out. It's sunny and nice, and there's not much for wind. Hey, James from Pequot Lakes. Jared from Iowa. On Mille Lacs right now. Well, you didn't have to drive that far to get up here then by fishing on Mille Lacs, huh? So I got out here at a quarter after 11. Had my holes drilled out again. Was ready to go. And then 11:30, I caught a 17.5-inch walleye. Really nice. And I'm thinking there might be a way that I can put a picture on this thing while we're doing it, but I have no idea or see any buttons where maybe I can do that. So I'm not going to risk. But I got that one, and that's the only fish I've caught. And now it's noon, so I've been here for 45 minutes. Syracuse, New York. Hey, John. Nelson's Retreat. Hey, I know you guys. Out in 32 feet. Nelson's Retreat. Wonder if you weren't maybe out this way just not too long ago. Got a fish here. When I was, here we go. This isn't big, but nice time and place to catch a fish. Be the second one that I've got. And it's not going to touch 17.5, right? There we go. Nice little walleye. Now I'm going to do this the right way today. When I throw these fish into the back down the hole, invariably, 9 out of 10 times, they make a quick curve and they wound up stuck in the hole coming up and they can't swap. You throw them nose first, they go boom, and they come back up. Well, I've got 2, 45 minutes, one good keeper and one little guy. And when I first set up out here today, there were fish around, but they were little and they were just kind of swimming around, and they finally cleared out, and then I caught that nicer one. 64 people out there, and all my texts have disappeared. What do you think that is? So I appreciate you doing this, but what could have happened to my texts? I do not know. Someone send me another beat right away, please. Just say over here, dummy. There we go. Thanks, Jeff. I don't know, things just disappeared. I'm going to try to stay coherent and answer your question where we're going. and let you know what I'm doing, where I'm doing. Someone said, have you used beaver tail bait? I saw that just like 2 days ago. I saw that again. It seems to me that this was around, well, I remember it 10 or 15 years ago, and it was supposed to be a big deal. Then it was gone. I think it was something about you can't use game for bait. You can't catch a little walleye and hook it onto a hook and use it to catch a bigger walleye. You can't do that. So I'm thinking that's what at least the hubbub was that killed that beaver tail bait. But I just saw it. It's funny that you would mention that now, because I hadn't heard of it for a long, long time. So to answer your question, no, I haven't used it. And I'm not sure. I like the idea, you know. Larry Sorensen. Hey, I know Sorensen. I know your mailbox. Hi from Long Point. So those texts just fade away after a little bit. How about that? All right, I'm in the same place I was last week when from Dawson, Minnesota. Hey, Janesville, Minnesota, currently fishing on Lake of the Woods. Good deal. I haven't moved for no real good reason. I maybe should have, and I plan on it. Maybe Friday I'm going to move. What happened was it got cold. Saturday, cold. Sunday, colder. Yesterday, colder, and I just didn't do it. I said, I'm not going. So I wasn't going to go today. It was 20 below zero at 6 this morning, but it's warming up. It's nice out. It's sunny. And I'm thinking this is maybe the way it was last week when we did our live. And it's nice for being out here. I mean, it was really, really cold. Things were stiff and frozen. If you hear that fan in the background, I need that too. I'm going to switch this around a little bit. I'll be back. I'm going to shut this one off. There. At least my fan's on the other side. And no matter where I set up, I've got sun coming through the windows. Doggone sun. 92 people out there now. Hey, I appreciate it. I am fishing, like I always am, out of Long Point. I'm west and out. A week ago, I was the furthest one out. Things have developed around me. It was a great weekend for ice fishing for those of you who came up and braved the cold. Another fish just came up and bit me. Saturday there was a house, a truck or a vehicle by every house out on the lake. Every one. So there were a lot of people out fishing. Well, he's still there too. Well, they're gonna have to just come up and bite because we're busy here. I'll catch him before my rod goes down the hole. And I'm not sure how good fishing was. We kept, and I don't keep anything little. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I mean, I fish every day. I don't need to, I can be really picky on what I keep. I'm not keeping anything today. I threw that 17 and a half incher back. But we kept 5 walleyes and saugers and 2 perch. Geez, this is a nice fish. Come on up, buddy. Come on, catch him on the TV. He's there. Got him. Nice fish. Let's see, what can I do here? Yes, sir, boy. Are we doing all right? Okay. This is good fish. Whoa. You're not a bourbon, are you? Oh, he's right underneath the hole. No, it's not a bourbon. Look at that. That fish came off. Actually, it broke my line. I've got him caught in my fish trap here. Still more? Okay. Right down here is this fish. Come on. Yes, sir, Reebom. Okay. Without my fish trap, this fish would have been, well, if not gone, in the hole. good, good fish. Wow. Measure them here for you. It is, jeez. It is exactly a 19-inch walleye. So I've kept two in the first less than 50 minutes or so. One 17, one 19-inch fish. I'm going to put this one back. It's a beautiful fish though, huh? Let's just look at this one for a second. See his fin sticking straight up? These fish are in great shape. Okay, now. Goodbye, buddy. And he's gone. Okay, that's it. Good night, everybody. Does Long Point have wheel houses out yet? Are their ice roads open? They haven't updated their Facebook. Yes, they are going full blast. I'm not sure that they've got the 1 tons and the biggest diesels and the biggest houses yet. Probably, but I can't tell you that. But yeah, there's people everywhere. How much ice? Well, I didn't measure today, but last time was 17 inches. It's been cold, so I'm thinking it's got to be 20-ish, and that's good. I'm going to have to catch my breath here and find my fishing rod. Here it is. Oh, look at this. I've got to tie this one up again. This is that bigger blinking light lure, all right? This is a really big one. Well, I did this last week too, didn't I? Got good off right away. But I've got, well, I lost my jig. Well, okay. Oh, here it is. I've got to get another blinking light lure tied up here. Hang on. Fish broke the line. And my fish trap got him for me. I've been using the fish trap since last winter. And I have trap fish, you know, when you get a nice one on, you hit the trap anyway, but I don't recall really getting one that I probably would have lost. Great. Well, they say turning on a camera is the kiss of death. And here's, I'll show you this. Blinking light lure. Right there, stop wiggling, all right? As soon as you put that in, well, where is it? Good grief. Right, there's the blinking light lure. About a 4-foot dropper to my clip, which I'm going to put another little pink jig on. So this is what happens when you're live, huh? God, that fish came in. Just so good. Okay. Almost there, sorry. Pink. Come on, get out of race. Pink tungsten jig. I've got, I think, people talking to each other in my stream out there, which is fine, good. I'll be back soon. There you go. The hurrieder I go, the behinder I get. Now, just need a bait. Two fish. Two solid fish in the first hour. Wow. And to get them with the camera going is special. All right, here we go. 122 people out there now. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Kurt Quinnell here from Lake of the Woods, the NCOR Fishing Guide Service. I guide in the summertime. I don't guide in the wintertime. The last 3 days are good reasons, the reasons why I don't. If it's 20 below, I'm not going out. But you can go out these days, which is, check it out. If you wanted to fish in 30 below zero, I got a buddy that's a couple 100 yards this way from me, and he's been out here since the 6th, and he's going to stay out here until the 26th every day. The other day it got cold overnight, and of course, stuff doesn't like it's cold, so he was up working in the middle of the night on heaters and stuff for his house. I don't know enough about heaters to work on them, and I know that I don't want to be out there when it's that cold. So, yeah, the questions you're asking me are kind of fading away. Then it comes back when something new pops up, so I hope I haven't missed anything. Welcome. I like doing these lives. I like it better when I catch a fish while we're doing a live. That's great. And what were we talking about? The whole lake is very fishable right now. And I look on Facebook many times every day about who's fishing where and how they're doing. And fishing's pretty good. All right, did you check that 19-incher mouth? Oh, shoot. So it's probably something that I did that makes those fade away. For your jig. No, it wasn't there. But you're right, it should have. You'd seen it hanging. It wasn't just the jig, it was the line. Good point, but it wasn't there. Maybe it's stuck. Well, on this. Sure. Say something smart to me. No. Let me show you this. Here's the fish trap deal. All right. This hangs down in the hole, and you step on it, that thing comes up. You always use a camera or a flasher. Well, I'm not crazy about these things fading away right away. Doing other things too, so I don't always use a flasher. No. If you're talking about the blinking light. If you're talking about a depth finder, I always use a depth finder. I wouldn't come out without a depth finder. I haven't used flashers for a while, but flashers are tremendous. All right. From Monog, do you always use a camera or a flasher? I think maybe answer. How much snow on the lake? Hardly nothing, Dale. You can get around anywhere. Here at Long Point, they've got the road plowed, but once they get across the rough ice, and they've got 3 or 4 ways to get across, depending on where you want to go. Once you get out past that and out to the house, you can drive around anywhere you want to and pick your spot. It's very nice situation with the ice we've got going. 12:17 now, 152 people out there, and I'm going to try touching this. I hope I don't just disappear. Live chat messenger visible. This is what I want right here. What size tungsten jig are you using? These are like a 1/4 ounce, all right, or 8 millimeters. When they get to tungsten, right away they want to go 8 millimeters on me. So 8 millimeters is what you want. The smallest one that I can use is the one that I can use. Now you got to be careful with tungsten jigs because a lot of the hooks are small and they can get too small for this kind of fishing. And I buy some jigs. Well, cripes, I can't use these. The cost of a road pass at Long Point, $20, I think. And worth it. All right. But you can use anything. You know what I don't use? I don't use ripping wraps or jigging wraps. I use a rattle bait once in a while. And I put those things on, and mostly I see fish swimming away. And I know people use them all day, every day, and everyone's catching fish. It's just whatever you want to use. To me, and I use a jigging spoon on one and a little jig on the other. All right, and I move one and let the one hang. That's the Lake of the Woods technique. But for the last couple of weeks, I've got a small jig on both of them. And it catches fish. I usually don't jig at all until I see a fish on the depth finder, because I have a hard time jigging like this all day. I wouldn't want to see that fish not take my bait. Well, that happens a lot. Favorite colors for baits? The pink, orange, chartreuse. And hi to Princeton, Minnesota. Used to live there 100 years ago. Hello out there in WQPM country. You see a lot of fish come by and not take your bait. Yes, Kurt Kynes, Facebook Live is working. You know, people always have trouble getting this, and I don't know how I do it. I just kind of notice them. If you all got notified that I was going live, that's fine. But if you don't see it from the beginning, you can watch it later. What's the temp? Well, I can't tell you the temp right now. It was 10 below at 11 o'clock when I got out here. Just there last week, Thursday and Friday. 43. Well, come on. It goes away so fast. Try this again. Okay. Ooh. Camise Grand Forks. Still using frozen shiners. No, in the wintertime, this sounds odd. Oh. In the wintertime, I use live bait. Live chubs. In the summertime, all summer, I use frozen shiner minnows. And I can tell you why I use the live chubs. I think that the hooks on everything that I use in the wintertime are small. And here's to hook a dead frozen shiner minnow. On the hook, you've got to go through the mouth, out the gill, and through the back. Well, these hooks are way, way too small to hook them that way. And if I just hook them through the head, well, they fall off and they're gone. It's just only for ease of keeping the bait on the hook. I use the live chubs in the wintertime. Now, I also go through much less bait in the summertime. Heck, it's like 3 people usually fishing, and we're all using bait as fast as we can bait them up. It's not the way it goes in the wintertime. So if I bring frozen shiner minnows out here and thaw them out and use 10 of them, well, if you freeze them again and thaw them out for tomorrow, they're mushy, and by the 3rd day they're worthless. You got to throw them all away. So just because it works out better to use the live bait in the wintertime, and it works better to use the dead frozen shiners, which is the walleye's favorite food in the summertime. Yeah, I would use, if I was using a big enough hook to get all that done, I'd do that in the wintertime. And why? Okay, why don't you use a big enough hook? Well, because these short rods are very light, and you hang a regular sized jig, and it'd just be way too much weight down there. You want to use the lightest bait that you can. I think that the fish would bite them, but it's just hard to do with these short rods. Use a heavier bait. Hope that made sense. But that's why I use frozen shiners in the summer, and in the wintertime I use chubs, live ones, because you can hook them right back by the tail, especially with these jigs. I just had them down there and they were swimming around. The jig. Now, why do you use a jig then instead of a plain hook? If you put a plain hook on, you've got to have above that, you've got to have a split shot, all right? And then above that, then you got the blinking light. Now you've got 3 things that are going to show up on your depth finder. 3 lines instead of 2 or 1. So a hook would go, but with a jig, you've got the weight on the hook. Not that you need a jig, but just that gives the weight that I need on the hook to get it down there. A plain hook with a live chub on it, it's dynamite. But just for what I've worked out and how I like to do it and what seems to work good for it, Keith can't get there quick enough. Checking in Rockford, Illinois, on the lake at Alex. And then it fades away. This is all new. I've never had this happen before. And I'm sure not an expert on this, but I've got your questions are coming in, and like 10 seconds later, they're gone until someone else posts. 145 people out there. Ask me your questions. I'll I'll try to get there as quick as I can. And now, heck, I may try to catch another whopper. If you just found this, as long as we're waiting, and I don't think I was in the middle of something else, if you're interested in fishing Lake of the Woods, so if you're interested in ice fishing, yeah, these videos will be right there. Okay, now on my lake at Alex, bright blue skies, white. Ever try it? So many colors. I have tried blue. I've tried white. How about just a minnow head? If I use a shiner minnow if I'm using a jigging spoon, and I've got some shiner minnows out here, I'll put a head. I put a head on if I've got a jigging spoon on. Yeah, I'll pinch the head off of the live chub too. Because you just need the head. You don't need the whole thing hanging there. But you know, I know a lot of people that put the whole minnow on. Whole minnow, and jig it around, and it works great. Okay? So I, since the very beginning of ever trying to explain things to people, I don't like to say, boy, I see people doing this wrong. Well, unless you're using the fat end of the rod, you can't do anything. We were using blinks last weekend, couldn't count how many times the fish flew up and then swam away. Well, yeah, that's the way the weekend was. Saturday we fished, and it wasn't good. That's why it's easy to stay off on Sunday and Monday. How well is the flashers working? Now, Terry, I don't know if you mean my blinking lights. They're working great. My search isn't over yet for the perfect blinking light lures. It's really technology that's moving fast. There's some really cool new ones. So I'm going to get on that, and we'll talk to you more about that later. Checking in from Cambridge. Hey, Scott. Keep it simple. Yes. Keep it simple. Yeah, the blinking lights, we started using them last winter. Actually, my buddy Mark, you've seen him on videos, his wife came out, and when she's out, Lene catches most of the fish. So she came out and she put on a blinking light because they just had one in their tackle box. And she was catching way more than everyone else, like she always does. So then Mark put one on, and he was doing all right. Rattling spoons. They say a must. If you're going to use a spoon, it doesn't hurt to have one rattle. That rattling, whatever Northland calls it, that's a great bait. Clam makes a great bait with a rattle in it. Someone said go over your settings. We'll see. No. What were we talking about? Oh, jigging spoons. Rattling jigging spoons, yes. But if you haven't got a rattler, use a regular jigging spoon. And any size, they got on that flutter, they got some that fall straight, they got it made of steel. All right, go over your settings. You like on your Mega Live in down mode. I just got Mega Live. Well, if you just got Mega Live, I'm going to tell you something. Play with it. Touch those buttons. You've got 5 different buttons. Caught a lot of suspended walleyes even 6 feet below the ice. See, use nothing but the Acme Hyper Rattle. Couldn't catch a thing on spoons. Bingo. Someone else going to be out whaling them on spoons. Someone's going to be out whaling them on jigs. You can't say that whatever other people are using isn't going to work. Because there's too many people using too many things. All right, now back to my Mega Live. There is, and I'm going to do this. I can't show you, but I will. You've got here auto sensitivity, contrast, dynamic contrast. Well, that's 4, right? Now, you can adjust all of those. So what you do is you get set up, and you go up to that top one, auto sensitivity, contrast. Well, okay. If I drop this in the water, I can swing this around. If you haven't got a Mega Live, this isn't going to do a lot for you, but... All right. This auto sensitivity contrast, you do that one first. You watch your screen, it's going to have a bunch of stuff on it or nothing, and you can't see your baits very good. Adjust that one, then the next one, then the next one, then the next one. And then, if you don't like that, go back and change this one, then change this one, change this one, this one. So what are my settings today? I've got auto sensitivity contrast on off. I've got sensitivity on 18, contrast on 5, dynamic contrast balanced. There. Those are my settings. But I change them very, very often. Now, we're almost through the maze here. There we go. From Ellsworth, Wisconsin. I think you were here last week. So there you go. That's the settings. Now, if you're thinking of getting that new, hey, over here. If you're thinking of getting the new Explorer with MegaLive 2, I think the settings are the close to the same, but it's touch screen. So you don't push them. You push different buttons. Learn how to use it. And I didn't like doing that. I don't want to learn how to use anything ever. And there's a lot of this that this does that I don't use. All right. Are they driving out to Lem's Reef from Long Point? Not that I know of. I don't know that they're driving out. I think you could, but if you ask the boys at the resort, they'll probably advise against it. Going out to Stony Point because last year people were coming in droves. This year, trouble booking trips. Well, I don't book trips in the wintertime anyway. I've got to get rid of this here. Stony, see, 15 years ago, we went to Stony Point. Get on snowmobiles, take off, pull portables, freeze your butt off all the way out there, all the way back in, risk life and limb to go do that. And as I got older, that got older. We still could, but we're not going to. I'm not going to do that anymore. So if you've got all the equipment you need to do it, have at it. Fishing can be really good out there. But lucky enough, we found good fishing right here. And if I caught 3 less fish here every day than I did going out to Stony Point or driving a truck out to Lem's, I would gladly take 3 less fish not to have to go through that torture. But again, it's not wrong. It's just I'm not going to do it anymore. So thank y'all for being here. Let me tell you, if I started talking about this before we got another question. If you're interested in ice fishing on Lake of the Woods, go to the NCOR, the Kurt Quinnell YouTube channel, which is where you are if you're looking this. Watch them Dallas, Fort Worth. Oh yeah, and they'll be here. Not tonight, you won't, huh? Takes all on the ice, maybe not here, but I got to know people from Texas. People came up from Texas last summer and fished with me in the boat. I think they're coming back to ice fish this winter. But you can go to the Kurt Quinnell YouTube channel. There's 8 years worth of early ice, mid ice, late ice fishing. And the same goes for spring fishing, summer fishing, and fall fishing. So if you like fishing videos, you'll probably like them. And if you're interested in Lake of the Woods, that's the icing on the cake. Because that's where all of it happens. Just tuned in. Any fish today? Oh, you missed it. Go back and watch from the beginning. That's all I'm going to say about that. Those of you who have been around, no, not life-changing, but it sure was a nice thing to have happen. So it's 12:30, an hour and a half since I got here, an hour and 15 minutes since I got my lines in the water. I'm getting older. Is it a pain going out of Stony? It's a huge pain going out to Stony. But look you can leave out a War Road and get on the Grant Nade Trail. Takes you right to Stony. All right, you get there, you get off the trail, and you'll drive I don't know, a couple hundred yards to a quarter of a mile out to Stony Point. Actually, and there's going to be people out there so you can see kind of specifically where you go. But no, I just we went to Flag Island, I don't know, 3 or 4 years ago now, and I thought I had a video on that, but we went and stayed at Flag, and then the next day got up and went 12 miles up into Canada and caught crappies. Well, that was a ball, but it was a 45-mile snowmobile ride because we stayed on the trail, left Long Point, went almost all the way back to War Road, crossed over, got on the other trail, and went on. So it was a long ride up there. And we fished for 2 days and then came back In a blizzard, you got to remember, every time you come across, you're coming home in a blizzard, because that's the way things go. We got another fish down here. Come on up, buddy. And we did that twice. And after doing it twice, I said, well, I've done that enough times. Kind of like sturgeon fishing. I think everyone should do it. But once you've caught a few sturgeon, it was fine. I didn't really care if I caught a lot more sturgeon, because, wow, there's fish coming through here now. Today, snowmobiles ride way better. And if you're going up to Stony, and who knows, they may be driving trucks out. People are crazy. They may be driving trucks all the way to Stony now. Or maybe they're taking a side-by-side. But that Grantonade Trail, if you're going to be on that trail that goes up there, that's only for snowmobiles. Are you fishing for keepers today? No, I've thrown back a 17.5-incher and a 19-incher. That was my big secret from earlier. What do you like the fishing will be Saturday and Sunday as cold snap coming in? Good question. That's the great question. Any catch any crappies this season? No, but a guy caught a crappie right next to me. Ticked me off. Arneson's good or not? I've heard good. Yeah, Arneson's always good. They're good people. They know what they're doing. It's a big operation, but they do a very nice job there. So someone asked me another question right in there that I was going to answer. Now it's gone. I'm not crazy about what happened here, and I would start pushing buttons to fix it, but I don't know what it would. So if you ask me a question, I missed it, ask it again, please, because it was a good question. And I had a pretty good answer for it, okay? 143 people. I'd have 180 people if I wasn't forgetting the questions right away. But thank you all for being here. While I'm waiting for... Oh, here we go. Any crappies? Well, I did that. Arneson's good or not? The one just... Well, can I go back on this now? Yes, I can. Cold front coming in. Well, good. Now maybe I have this figured out. Saturday we fished, and it was not a great day. It wasn't terrible, but it wasn't very good. It was cold on Sunday, so I didn't go. Monday I didn't go. But I got my buddy out here staying in the wheelhouse, and he said they had a great day Sunday. And I just said, ooh, it's going to be really cold. Yeah, fish is not going to be good. I'm not going. But they did real good. And Monday they did real good. That's kind of why I came out today. I waited till later, but I came out. And so, well, I tell you, I have seen it great fishing when it's cold and high skies and sun, and I've had it be terrible, and I've had it be terrible when it's warm. Just curious, why didn't you mount that big perch that you caught? I don't think it's caught a big enough one to mount. If I got a 16 or 17-inch perch, I would probably consider mounting it, all right? But besides, you get a nice 13, 14, 15-inch perch. You've got a really nice hunk of meat there, and perch is great. We're all getting old. Thanks. All right. So there's more to it than it being cold so fish won't bite, or it's warm so fish won't bite. There's got to be something else. No, I don't catch my own bait. Even my shiner minnows, I buy from a guy locally who traps them. Okay. There's more to it than just sun, not sun, clouds, not clouds, barometer reading, because I've seen it good every way. So I don't know. Anytime a lot of people have, they've got Friday and Saturday to fish, and that's all. Well, I can fish every day. So mostly if I'm tired, it's gonna be cold, I'll just stay in for a couple of days and rest up, and then get back out and hit it again. But there's more to it than just the basics. Like if I was going to go fishing, I knew that the barometer had to be 28.9 or 30 point or 29.10 to be good, and I got it was 30.5. I wouldn't not go fishing because of that. I'd go and say, well, hope for the best, and go and do what you can. I know some days things are fishier. Someone wanted a burbot recipe. Boil a burbot. Stuck in a classroom taking my captain's license. Okay, heading back to Arneson's. Enjoy your videos. Thanks, Joshua. Good luck. All right, burbots. This is what you do. Clean them up. Cut that back strap off. That's most of your good meat. That's the best of it. And then you get back behind the belly. You can just take that fillet off the tail. All right, stay away from the gut. You don't want to pop that open on your fish clean table. That's a mess. Take the back strap off down to the backbone, and you get behind the gut. You can go in and take those side fillets off, skin them off, just like you would a bullhead. All right, and you boil them up in some kind of water with citrus in it. Some people use 7-Up. One of my worst trips, I would see bug hatches on my camera, fish full of that. Well, I'll try to get back to that after I finish this. You boil it in 7-Up, say. You can use orange juice, but 7-Up, boil it until it curls up, starts to curl up. It just gets warm all the way through, and it's really good. Dip it in butter. Poor man's lobster. That's the best way to do it. Now, if you've got other spices you want to put in there, you can sure do that. I caught a perch last week. Jeez. This isn't a bad fishy. Well, let's try this. That fish should get away. Heck, this might be it. Trap on. Okay, look at this. This is going to be at least a 14-inch sauger. At least. Thick. Come on, buddy. Look at a mess. Look how thick that guy is. Nice, thick. This is a 15-inch sauger. So I've caught 3. Well, I caught a little one earlier. So I'll put this one back. Get going, pal. Get going. Come on. Here it is. They get, to use the scientific term, discombobulated. Sometimes I don't know which way to go in the hole. So to get him started, he went away just fine. Wow. Okay. Sweet. That's 3 keepers that I would have had. I'll show you this. And you can hook the minnow any way you want to. Thanks, Jeff Berg. How's the temps? Terrible. I hook them through the... Well, can you even see this? Quit wiggling. Here's my jig. It's hooked way back by the tail. See, as far back as I can get. Now, I think they swim around a little bit better that way, fight a little harder, and if I hook them up further into the fish, I wind up killing them and they don't swim around at all. Now, a lot of people bait their hooks that way. Kill that minnow and just have the meat on there, and that works good for them. So if you're looking for a way to hook that minnow so that it can swim around as much as it can swim around way back in the tail, we'll do it. You know what I've discovered? I can get it to come back here. Thanks, Brian. Buzzer just went off. Got to go back to work. Well, Paul, you bet. Thanks for stopping by. Spend your lunch here. Bug hatches. I don't get a lot of that in the summer. I caught a perch last week full of those bugs. I showed you that one. Might have been in a video, but we just had that happen. And that was just those bugs they dig out of the mud. By the way, where I'm fishing is mud bottom. It's soft bottom out here. There's no rocks real close by. It's just flat, all right? So, and the mud always has fish out here because there's always something going on in the mud. There's fish biting, there's bugs hatching, there's different things going on. Crayfish, I even catch crayfish in perch out here. Another fish. What? Come on. He looks solid. Got him? Got him? Yeah, but he's little. And he's gone. Okay. Good. If they're little, I just soon have them get away, you know? Because so much goes on in the mud, in the summertime I fish the mud quite a bit. 90% of the time easily, maybe even more, fishing mud, flats. And in the wintertime, we pretty much do the same thing. I don't move around much in the wintertime. As long as you're out here in this mud, the fish are swimming around, they're moving around, they're roaming, and sooner or later, they come by. Get back down to the bottom here, okay? See what we're doing here now. Are minnows ever too active? Well, on some days, you know, when the fish are really spooky, if I see a fish coming in, I'll grab bait and jig it right away, then they take off. So I don't know if the minnows can be too active, but I can be too active. As far as jigging goes on Lake of the Woods, I've had more success nose hooking a live minnow on a small jig rather than tipping a flutter spoon or buckshot lure to a head. See, whatever you do, the fish, as long as there's, well, and it's not even really the case, as long as there's meat. Do you ever fish the reefs out of Grayston Beach? I was there once a long time ago, didn't care for it. There, how's that? It was in the summertime. I've never fished it through the ice. Last year we went out of Morris Point one day and headed towards Grayston, but we weren't that far over. A lot of places to fish on Lake of the Woods, and I don't load everything I've got on a trailer and drive over there because I can just get on my Ranger and drive out here and fish. So I don't fish around the lake much. Oh, I don't hook the minnows up through the nose, only because I don't. If I have a treble hook on it, hook through the nose and pinch off the bottom. I hook them through the back by the tail. But through the nose is good, right through the middle of the back is good. It all works. It's what works best for you. And I tried this and kept trying. Not to say I wouldn't change tomorrow if I decided to do that. How I use jigs. This is fairly new. I used to always have a jigging spoon on one and just a jig or a plain hook on the other one. That's Lake of the Woods gold right there. But these fish are spooky a lot. You see a fish, jig, psh, they take off. Right? Whitelaw, Wisconsin. Hey, good morning. Coming up Sunday. Good for you. Hey, Brock. I've got a fish that's swimming around down there right now. You gonna come up? Come on. Well, he is coming up, but he doesn't look like much. We'll go 10 more. He's on there. All right, this one's not. Well, it's not bad either, but he's not real big. Okay, all right. It's a walleye, that's why he's an overachiever. If you catch a walleye and a sauger, both the same sizes, the walleye's going to fight harder. This is a foot-long walleye. Instead of just dumping him down the hole like I've been doing, get him going the right direction. Keep going, pal. And off he swims. Thank you for playing. And it's cool on the Mega Live, you can watch him. Not every time, but you can count on being able to watch that fish swim away. I don't think on last week's show I caught a keeper, did I? I caught 2 of them this week. I'm going to do more of these. All right. Where are we? Do you know when Spring Steel's Fishing Derby is this year? I do not. It's in February, isn't it? I know the tickets are on sale. And tell you, Spring Steel and War Road area do a great job with that Fishing Derby. It's so much fun for the people that go there. And the prizes are awesome. You ever fish the reefs? I said that. All right. I don't think that I have missed anything though. Got your new electronics yet? No, I didn't. I as soon as I heard about Mega Live 2 and the new Humminbird Explorer, I ordered them. Yes, sir. Thank you. And they haven't sent them out yet. What ounce heads do you use on your dead drop pole? I use a 1/4 ounce, 1/8 ounce little tungsten jigs. I don't use just a hook, very much. But I ordered them, and they'll be coming any time now. And as soon as they do, I've got a couple of days of switching things around. And I'm going to have to learn some new stuff. And that's not my favorite thing to do, but it's going to be worth it. And as soon as I get this stuff and get it set up, which I'm sure is going to be Swearfest 2025 for 2 days. But then after that, it'll be good. So I'm excited about it. And, well, quickly I can just tell you this. Humminbird Helix. Well, all right. First of all, I can go back to the Humminbird Ice 55, the flasher. Does the ice out of Long Point look pretty smooth going north to Garden Island? Well, yeah. Everything looks smooth. I haven't been out very far, but you're going to find some breakers in the way. There's one big crack you're going to have to watch out for, but if you were, and I don't know if you'd want to, well, I think you probably could take a snowmobile now. There's enough snow that you can hit enough snowbanks, all right, to do that. So I'd say, yes, you can. I wouldn't do that. Go live with that, Kurt? No. When I get done, I'll go live. But it'd have to be a 10-hour live thing, setting up the new equipment. All right. So my Humminbird Ice 55 flasher, I loved it. Then I saw the Helix, and I said, "Ooh, I'm getting a Helix." So I got rid of the flasher, which I wish I would have kept, and got the Helix 5. Then I got a Helix 7. Then I got a Helix 12 for my boat. And then when Mega Live came out, this is my 3rd season with this Mega Live, so got on it early, and I love it. I mostly 99% shoot straight down, and as far as shooting straight down, it's perfect. There's nothing else out there is better than this. All right, I tried to learn how to sharpshoot. Where you're on your boat and you turn the Mega Live deal, you get it on side view, and you see a fish and you cast out towards it, drop your jig in front of that fish and they bite it. Man, that's fun. And I had you've got to see your jig hit the water. You've got to see it right away so you know where it is. You know where the fish is. Fish is 10 feet below the surface of the water, right? So you cast out and you see your jig hit and fall down towards the fish. That's what you want to do. Well, I had a hard time seeing that jig hitting the water. And this new Mega Live 2 is the fix for that. Now, the new Mega Live 2 takes more processing than what Helix had. So they made a new depth finder called Explore, which is kind of like the Solix and the Apex units. It's touchscreen for one thing, and it looks more like that than it looks like what we have in this Helix. And the Helix is great. If you want to save some money, go out and buy a Helix ice bundle with Mega Live 1 and you're in business, especially for ice fishing. But in your boats, it'll work fine. But I want to learn I want to do that sharpshooting a little bit more. I think that'd be fun to spend some time every day with customers out in the summertime because people, while you're doing that, you're laughing like crazy. Unbelievable. Say, how does this even happen? So that's what I want to do, so that when I get the Mega Live 2, I'll sure let you know about it. 12:54. We'll go just a little while longer. So if you've got a question, I'll try to answer it. What ounce heads do you use on your dead drop pull? I answered that one. Just light. Everything's light. With these short little rods, you don't need a lot of weight. A quarter is plenty. All right. Be nice to catch one more nice one. See, you catch a nice fish, the first thing you want to do is catch another nice one. So here's the story. A nice guy from southern Minnesota came up and started fishing with me. And you know who you are. He said, I want to catch a 30-inch walleye. And I said, well, that's funny. Never heard of anyone want to catch a 30-inch walleye before. So anyway, the first year we went and we caught a 28. He goes, well, this is all great, but I told you I wanted 30. And I said, yeah, well, you keep coming back. We'll do all right. The next year we catch a 29. And then the next year he comes up, we catch a 30. We've got a 30-inch, not too far away from here, by the way, where we were fishing. And he caught that 30-incher. We took a picture of it, put it back, swam away, and he sat back down and said, well, I'd kind of like a 31. Wouldn't that be better? Wouldn't that be good? So you should never be satisfied. You know what I'm saying is, and don't give up. Good things happen if you've got a fishing line in the water. A few more minutes left. So the next few weeks are going to be pretty darn good. Now, Lake of the Woods is going to be busy this winter. Last winter we had like a winter off. There was nobody here, really, nobody here. And I'm not sure if it's because of that, but we had the best summer we've had in a long, long time. So even while this is all going on here, I'm excited to see what's going to happen this summer, because we're really in a good thing. Come to Long Point Sunday, fishing through Thursday. Well, I think you'll hit it just right. And on these cold days where I wouldn't, well, just hop on here. How's the bite been lately, Scott? It's been all right. Here's a secret, all right? Saturday and Sunday are the worst days of the week to fish. The best days of the week to fish are Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Now, everyone comes on the weekend, and I don't know why that's the case, but it's pretty much the case. And people come here on the weekends, and they do great. But then Monday, there is nobody here. Tuesday, there's nobody here. Wednesday, there is nobody here. And fish bite better every day, getting to that. Friday afternoon for me, things peter out a little bit, and then actually by midwinter, I'll just take the weekends off. Have those be my recovery days. So anyway, okay, we're going to be done here in just a few seconds. So what do you recommend on a link for leader on your blinker? On a link for leader on your blinker. I use, if you're talking about the hardware, I'll show you. And this might be wrong, but this is what I do. Got a clip right here, a clip. Come on, tie it up this way. Here we go. It's going to be fuzzy. Clip tied onto my fire line. And below that clip, look at this thing blink here. It really blinks good. Then the blinker. Below that a swivel. This was built right into that blinker. A swivel, then 4 inches, 5 inches, 6, and I've got this tied on there, but I would normally have a clip right there too, a clip going to that. Now whether you want to tie direct or put clips on, I don't think it matters. You can do whatever it is that you want. So I hope that's what you meant by link. And for a while I was sending people to Amazon to buy these blinking lights because it was hard to find them in stock. Your favorite bait store is going to have these now. And if they don't, say, what the heck's wrong with you guys? You should get some blinking light lures and see how good of a bait store that is. I know the local guys here all have them now. You can get them at Outdoors Again. You can get them at Log Cabin Bait, and they're going to have them, so that's good. So anyway, that's it's an hour. That's plenty of time. Thanks for being here, my lucky group, so I can catch 3 keepers in an hour while doing a live video. That's crazy. Anyway, from Lake of the Woods, I'm Kurt Quinnell. Thanks for being here. And remember, keep it clean, please. So long.